Hi everyone, blessed be. So I wanted to design a new wreath for my Goddess Selene altar space. I wanted to change it for the autumn equinox and have a nice autumn wreath. What I tend to do with my altar is I've got the statue for Goddess Selene in the middle on a raised up bit, and then I have the wreath around the base. So it looks like she's standing in the middle of, flowers or whatever I've got decorating it. The last one I had was for summer, so it was all like pretty flowers and things and bright colours. So I wanted to do an autumn one. Now these little sort of artificial sprays are from Sainsbury's. They've got like quite a nice autumn section at the minute. They do have like nice home decor stuff, or I get stuff from, like, obviously if you're in the UK, the Range, occasionally things in TK Maxx, but most of the time it's like the Range, the Pound Shop and Sainsbury's. I found this one from Sainsbury's, not sponsored or anything, just that's where I got the stuff from. And these I'm going to use to make a nice autumn wreath. And first of all, I've got to separate this bit to release the sprigs of berries. And I'm going to just unwrap the ribbon, and then I can put some of these berries around. I've got some like autumn leaves and stuff as well, you'll see in a bit. So what I'm doing first is just separating the stems of this so I can use it for the wreath base. And then I'm going to use hot glue, and if you look, this wreath base has got some bits stuck to it because this is, I'm recycling the one from summer. I tend to recycle my wreath bases. I do need to get a couple more so I can make a couple of other things, but I do recycle my stuff a lot because at the end of the day stuff gets expensive, and if you can recycle where you can, then it's best to. Plus there's only so many wreaths I can sort of store around the house, so I do tend to recycle. And the advantage with hot glue is it'll stay on for as long as I want, but then if I want to remove these leaves and berries, I can just pull them off the wreath base later on. Some of the glue will remain, but it does make it so it's a bit more easier to recycle. And any bits that are stubborn, you can just trim them off. They do eventually get like tatty and break down a bit, but that's okay, because that's when I would buy a replacement. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these autumn leaf ones and go around the edge of, go around all the way around with these autumn coloured leaves. These are like fake oak leaves and they're all different colours. The reason I don't use real leaves and berries is just because of rot. Obviously they'll rot away and break down, and if I want something that's going to remain bright, going to remain colourful and not going to like fill my cabinet where I've got my altar space full of bugs, I need to use artificial. And I'm getting this ready because it's Mabon in a couple of days. At the time of recording, it's the 20th of September and Mabon's on the 22nd. And I wanted to get this in place ready for Mabon, which obviously is the harvest season and the autumn equinox. And yeah, I like to change my altar spaces around for the sabbats or for like the sort of quarters. So I tend to do, I'll do one specifically for certain sabbats, but most of the time I'll change the altar spaces so they match for spring, summer, autumn and winter. and I do tend to do like a separate one for Halloween, for Samhain, because that's my favourite Sabbath, and I will do one for, I'll do winter anyway, but I do tend to add some more stuff for Yule, which obviously the pagan sort of winter festival. And this year I'm going to set up my gothic Christmas tree again. I've just got to find where I've put it in storage. If not, I'll make a new one, and I'll do some different ornaments and things for Halloween, for Samhain. I like to have the spooky tree up for Samhain, so I'll show you that later on. Obviously, as it gets further towards Samhain, I'm going to start doing more sort of crafts and things this time of year, because what I like to do is I like to make sort of more autumn and winter stuff. As you can see, Leo wanted to help as well. Hello, Leo. He came to investigate and have a sniff of the berries and make sure they weren't real. He's very fascinated by anything new and new smells and stuff. So I had to pause for a second to make sure I didn't get hot glue on him. Eventually I lifted him off and he popped off the table and he played with something else that was on the floor. But as you can see, Leo likes to get in the way. Likes to keep me occupied, keep me company. He's now 1 year old, so he's officially a cat now as opposed to a kitten. And he's a very good boy. If anyone is wondering, I haven't done a video on it because I wasn't able to. But Lucifer unfortunately passed away, and it was after a short illness. So that's why there's no Lucifer content anymore. He's unfortunately now watching over us from the other side, and yeah, I couldn't talk about it, so I didn't do a video on it because it would just be too upsetting for me. But yeah, we have little Leo now to give our hearts some love and some healing, so that's why there's you see Leo in videos and not Lucifer anymore. But anyway, to change from that topic to something a bit more happy, because I don't want to get sad or anything, I'm going to carry on making this wreath and show you how I'm going to do it. So as you can see, I'm separating the sprigs of these berries, and also the advantage as well is with using artificial is I'm not in contact with anything that's toxic, because some berries like this are toxic. But yeah, I'm sticking the berries over the top as well now. I used to have a lovely wreath that was like this, and it was just made out of like fake berry things, and it was really nice, but it broke. So I kind of wanted to recreate something similar to that, and just have lots of autumn colours for Mabon. If you can hear meowing, it's my cat. He's got the zoomies, so he's going to go backwards and forwards now, Leo is. I think he's finally gone upstairs and run. And let me know if you like this sort of slower paced, just chatting while we make something kind of video. I just thought it'd be nice to sort of slow down a bit and just take time, record the video, have a chat while making the item that I'm making. As you can see, I've got a little mini glue gun, because you don't need anything big and fancy. Those glue guns are only like a £5 from got that one from Hobbycraft, but you can get them online on like Amazon and stuff. And the glue sticks themselves aren't very expensive either. And you'll see as I go along, I'm kind of just trimming off branches here and there where I don't feel they fit where I want them to. And also, if there's any little bare areas, I can use the bits that I've trimmed off to fill the gaps. Now, occasionally you might see a bit of white show up where a berry has got damage, because they're only made of polystyrene, so they're white inside. And the easiest way to fix that is you take another berry that's fell off, like the ones that are loose at the top right of the screen, and stick them over the top, and then you can't see that white polystyrene showing through anymore. So that's another way to fill up gaps and things. I'm just adding little extra branches here and there because I want it to be quite abundant and full. So I'm just going to carry on doing that. I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like when I've finished all the berries. Okay, so I've gone through and filled up as many gaps as I can with the berries. And if you look at the bottom left, you can see Leo watching me fascinated. He's a very cute little cat. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of colour here and there. I've got some, once I've trimmed off this bit of ribbon, I've got some bigger berries on another sort of little artificial flower spray thing I bought, and I'm going to add those just for a bit of pop of colour, and I'll bring some more of that sort of orangey autumn colour in. So as you can see, these ones are bigger, and as you can see, Leo wanted to help again. He was fascinated by the other sprig of artificial flowers I got, which had got like a fake pumpkin on and some more of these berries. He was just fascinated and having a good sniff. And he likes putting his floofy tail in the way of what I'm doing. As you can see, I just picked him off the table in the end. And what I did in the end is I put the other sprig of artificial flowers on the floor so he could have a good sniff without standing on the desk. But as you can see, these are quite bright, but they've got that like orangey colour which I wanted to add to this. And obviously you can, I've used as well in the past pine cones. I find pine cones, you can collect them obviously from the ground at the park, or you know, out in the forest or wherever. Just clean them first, just make sure you've got no bugs on them, and if they've got dirt on, just give them a bit of a scrub. But I find because obviously they're very dry, so I find they last perfectly fine for years. I use them as Christmas tree decorations as well, once I've put a bit of spray on or a bit of glitter on. So you could add some pine cones and some what do you call them? Acorns. Just check the acorns, because occasionally you might have a bug in them. So with acorns, just be careful with those, just in case you get some sort of worm or something in them, because you can get some funky bugs in the acorns. But I wanted to focus more on the autumn colours. I tend to use pine cones and stuff when I do like a Yule decor item, like a Yule wreath or something. Because even though they're abundant this time of year around about Mabon, I do associate the pine cones with more Yule. So as you can see, it's got lots of colour. It looks nice and full now. It's got lots of autumn themed colours. So your reds, your golds, your faded greens, oranges and yellows, those sort of colours. And what I'll do is I'll take a picture of it on my altar space to show you how I set it up on my altar space. And then in the next video, I'm also going to make one for Cernunnos to have in the background behind my stag statue for Cernunnos, just to add that autumn colour into his altar space as well. And as you can see here, I'm just using little berries that fell off to cover any white bits from where the polystyrene is showing from the berries. And that's it. That's how to make an autumn wreath, which you can use as an altar decoration, or you could just hang it up on your wall. If you're using it as like a wall hanging, you could also use ribbon or sticks in the middle to make a pentacle. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Blessed be. Bye for now.